Allison here, and I just want to show you some brief exercises for hands and wrists, some stretches for those of us that do a lot of hand intensive things or things that may cause potential repetitive stress injuries, whether you work in tech at a keyboard or at a desk, maybe you do a lot of driving, perhaps you do manual therapies such as massage or really anything at all, gardening, whatnot. We use our hands for so many things. And so I was actually inspired to create this. I used to work in a pretty large facility sewing like outdoor gear for a kayaking and outdoor adventure company. And they had all the employees, all 100 of us, had to stop for what they called exercise time every certain amount of hours to really give everybody a break and take the time. And I really appreciated that in an environment that could be so go, 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 that they took the time to do the preventative care and keep everybody in good working order. So I've carried some of these things with me. Some of this I learned from massage school. I've been a massage therapist since 2007. And so in order to have longevity in that kind of career, you really have to pay attention to your body, especially hands and wrists and whatnot. But this is for anybody, can get benefit out of it. Of course, as always, nothing should cause you pain. There may be some stretches that do not feel good, and not in a, ooh, this is a good stretch, but straight up do not feel good. Please don't do those. Try something else. Try a little backing off from it, or maybe it's simply skipping and going to the next one. So we'll go ahead and start. You can do this anywhere. This is why I'm just going to show you seated. You can do it in a chair. I've done it on airplanes or in the lobby of hotels, at the stoplights, or waiting in construction, anywhere you want to go. And so we'll start out with the right hand, doesn't really matter. And so we'll go ahead and reach it out like you gimme, gimme. Go ahead and turn the palms like you're holding a bowl of soup, turning it over, just bringing some opening here. You can go ahead and use some wrist circles, either with a closed fist or opening the fingers. This feels really good. In fact, some people will take like a broccoli rubber band or something like that and open and close, because we do so much that grips throughout the day. Rarely do we, unless you make jazz hands for a living, rarely do we open like that. It feels really good. So anyways, whatever you want to do to kind of rotate the wrist, and then we'll come to an outturned palm. Doesn't have to go all the way back. You don't have to touch your fingers to your forearm, but reaching out, just using the weight of your fingers. We're not pulling. Again, we're not causing any pain. Just opening the side of the forearm. Try and keep the shoulders away from the ear, sitting up tall, really grounding into the sits bones as well. And you can stay here as long or as little as you like. If you'd like to bring the thumb into it a little bit, for some people that's really uncomfortable. And when that feels complete, shake that out. We'll go ahead and make a stop sign. So same thing. You can also, if you watched my wall clock video, it's kind of the same action, right? So you can use the pressure of the wall as well, but this just adds another way to do it. One thing isn't working for you. And again, gently pulling the fingers back. So we're not jacking it, arm is straight, wrist is, and it doesn't have to be a 90-degree angle here. So just make your stop. Bringing the fingers back towards the face. As long as that feels good. We'll go ahead and bring the fingers straight out in front of us. And just gently grab the outside of the forearm, pull it across the body. You can hook your opposite forearm if you like. So bring a little bit of opening to this outer area. Stretching tricep. Again, dropping that shoulder away from the ear if it wants to come up. And if you want to take it a little further, you can go ahead and bring it up over the head. just gently pulling on that elbow and just letting it hang behind the back, like you're giving yourself a pat on the back, sitting up tall. So bringing the shoulder behind the head, or the elbow behind the bed, as much as feels comfortable. You can also use a strap for this as well. And bringing it down. Now, if you want to do a little extra, you can take each finger, starting with the thumb, and just rotate that finger in the joint. I think in like a Tai Chi warm-up, I learned it was 6 rotations in each direction and then bringing it back. You don't have to count. You can just do it however it feels good. Moving on to the next one. And some may move much like with effort, much more effortlessly than others. So pay attention to that. Maybe you want to stay a little bit longer, and so on. So go through each of the fingers at your time, at your pace, just bringing a little life, a little movement. And especially, this isn't really something, you know, piano players or people that play saxophone, woodwind instruments will do this to keep their fingers dexterous. You can also just do that. All right, so I'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll start out opening, closing, making our jazz hands. Again, I do recommend a broccoli rubber band. It's so simple. Most of us have them laying in the junk drawer, rotating through the wrist, either with a fist or open fingers. Again, tracking that shoulder away from the ears. And then reaching out. You can also do, I didn't show this on the other side, but the palm facing down feels a little awkward. But we'll come into this outstretched palm. Again, does not have to come straight down, does not have to come back and touch your forearm. I mean, it might feel great just to have simple pressure like that. So again, rolling the shoulders back and down, reaching out, opening that palm. Feel that on the ulnar side of the wrist. I want to kind of tilt it side to side too, feeling into different areas of the forearm. And shake that out. Do our stop sign, so straight out. Feels good to pull the fingers, gently opening the palm. And catch that thumb in there too if it feels good, or just alone with the thumb too as a separate stretch. Very nice. Stay as long as that feels good. We'll go ahead and take that forearm here with the hand, just bring it across the body. And hook the opposite arm around. So opening up that shoulder. And if it feels good, you could bring it up over the head, dropping the hand, patting yourself on the back. Gentle traction here if it feels good, but really like sitting up tall. The action is kind of opening here. Breathing into wherever you might feel holding or restriction. And bringing it back down, shaking it out. And if you like, you can do that same digital rotation on each finger, starting with the thumb. And go through each one of the fingers, however many times in each direction. If one needs a little more love than the other, feel free, take your time. And you can do this whenever you want. When you wake up, if you're sitting at the end of the day. And you know, these small little practices can make a big difference in the long run in your mobility and Sometimes it's just a nice energy refresher throughout the day. Just to pause, walk away, maybe you're concentrating on a task and just need 10 minutes. So thank you for joining me. Again, my name is Allison. Please like and subscribe. I'm open to feedback if you'd like to see something specific in the wellness, yoga, or anything else you see or would like to see on my page here. I would love to hear from you.